Yes, it is that time. It's Wednesday. It's noon Eastern time, which means, of course, among other things, or whatever going on in your life, it's time for the High Noon Hemp Show. Of course, we're live video-wise on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page, also on the Jedi Hemp YouTube channel, and on Twitter at Hemptations. Of course, audio show be found on demand, Podbean, Google Play, iHeartRadio, many, many platforms. Zero excuses for missing this show. I am Joe Claire. You can Google me. I do various things on the interwebs. And he is Beach, high above the Temptations in Sharonville Beach. How are things in Temptations land?
They are hemptastically mediocre, I would say. High above Hemptations at the Hemp Quarters here. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday at high noon for the High Noon Hemp Show. It's interesting on the home front because day after last week's show, we had to close the North Side and the O'Brienville store because the City of Cincinnati Health Board deemed us non-essential.
Wow.
They didn't approach. And what I want to say here is we were deemed essential in Franklin County. We were deemed essential by the Hamilton County Board of Health for the Sharonville store. Okay, because they came at me and said, "Why are you essential?" And after I explained to them all the things as to why we're essential, they said, "Okay." City of Cincinnati didn't even approach me. They sent someone into one store, I believe, didn't ask me directly why we were essential, and then I got a letter saying, "You guys got to shut down." It's too funny because there's a vape store open 2 blocks from us, I think, in the North Side. I've heard places like GNC and all these places. Again, it just trips me out, And I sent them the same response that I sent the other 2 Board of Health that approved me. And of course they still didn't come back and say, "Oh, okay, you sell food, water, supplies." I even added something that I had totally forgotten about. We actually sell air sanitizer. Okay, we sell a product that you spray in the air and it removes particles, bacteria, whatever, from the air. It's called Osium. It's been around forever, and it is an actual air sanitizer. And so again, it just it's with the supplements, which are very important to customers. It's just, in my opinion, I did put the Board of Health, City of Cincinnati's Health Board phone number on the website at hemptations.com. If you want to call them and tell them that they are wrong. I was at the Northside store for not even a half an hour yesterday to pick up inventory to bring up to the Sharonville store. And a customer came by and was very upset that it couldn't sell them something that they needed, not just something that they wanted. And so, it just, it's too bad, in all honesty, that they didn't approach me and that they, more or less acted on prejudice by not asking me why we should be open again, because I do believe that we are very much essential with more than at least 50% of our sales. I even joked about a convenience store down the street can sell alcohol and tobacco because both of them have been deemed essential. And, we sell jewels and that's it as far as nicotine goes, but it is something that's on the list that's actually deemed essential that we sell. And it's not a huge part of our sales, but if you add up everything else, again, it's just kind of funny how, in all honesty, they just didn't take the time to actually find out.
Yeah.
They were listening to the people that were calling and complaining, and I explained this to them, that believe we are something we're not a CBD store. We're not a vape store. We are a hemp store. Okay? And we sell all things hemp, including CBD. But anyway, and I feel for the CBD stores. I truly do, because I do believe that they are essential. I know the CBD we sell is essential to our customers. They truly believe that, and so if that being the case, I think every CBD store. The fact that they specifically said CBD stores were non-essential was because of the Board of Pharmacy. It was like another shot at CBD by the Board of Pharmacy, probably. Um, which leads me to remind everyone that the dispensaries are, in fact, the medical dispensaries are, in fact, deemed essential, and we sell vaporizers that you have to use. These are medical devices to comply with the state of Ohio's medical program. You can only use dry bud, I should say, in a vaporizer. It's an essential medical good. And so to tell my customers that they can't buy those is like saying, okay, you can go to the dispensary and get your medicine, but you can't take your medicine home and use it because you don't have the legal device under the policies of the Board of Pharmacy, because you've closed the shops that sell these things. That's just ignorance.
People checking in on Facebook. Shane says that sounds like some
Yay.
BS.
Of course.
Larissa saying hi, and Amanda saying hi, Beach, or hey, Beach and Joe. So a lot of traction on the old Facebook today. So
thanks for
welcome,
viewing.
everybody.
I know everybody's everybody's held up at home, not out doing their normal thing. So we appreciate you viewing us. That is for sure. No doubt about it. All right. So moving on from that little rant and if there, and you normally shop at the O'Brienville or Northside store, do two things. Let the Board of Health know that's ridiculous. The City of Cincinnati Board of Health Board, and come up to Sharonville or shop online. Again, I have added a lot of the products, and we're getting a lot of. A lot of our customers are choosing, even if they could come to Sharonville to shop. A lot of our customers are choosing to order products online, and so we highly recommend that. And so we move forward, and then now we're taking a little step back, but we just keep trying to move forward with these things. That being said, let's move on to the product spotlight. That's right, 4 from the store, 1 from my door. And some of these I know I need to get on the website. Some of the stuff I've based it more on, it's that time of arts and crafts. You've been home so long that you sit. Some of the products are based on the arts and crafts. The first one, though, is the Colorado hemp honey. Again, one of the greatest things about honey, if you don't know, it is one of the only food products on the planet that never goes bad. So what could be more important than a food product that never goes bad during a pandemic? And it has CBD. And so, if you're dealing with with angst at home, little may help. The next one is talking about the arts and crafts part of it, is the Greenfield Paper Company. This is their watercolor art paper in a 11 by 14 size. So if you're, getting your artist wants to come out during the quarantine or the self-isolation, so to speak, then, we've got some Hemp Paper Company. We've got some other products, by them, notebooks to draw in and all that good stuff for doing some artwork, some crafts at home as you find yourself trying to, figure out something else to do out of boredom, more or less. Another artsy craftsy product is the hemp twine. This is the hemp teak, specific teak line of twine that we have. And so, if you want to make some jewelry or just, some some twine artsy craftsy stuff, again, to get through the day as you sit at home and wonder, why am I sitting at home? What should I do? There it is. Here is a product that's like makes us 1% a hardware store, maybe, because we do have some hardware type things. But the hemp shield stain that we have in the stores, this is in Sharonville, and so we've got cedar, redwood, and I can't read the middle one, chestnut.
Yep.
As far as hemp wood stain, and so got yourself a stain. Springtime. It's time to get out there and stain it up if it needs it. If you need to stain something for outside, the hemp shield is great for that. That very thing. Yet, I think, when I say we're a little bit of everything, we truly, and this is once again the glory of hemp. All I've done is taken the time to put hemp products of all types on the shelf. And that being said, you can see the versatile the versatility of hemp for everyday products that are semi-essential, if not essential, to people. I guarantee you, there's 10 people at Home Depot today, probably not wearing a mask. To go buy some stain to stain something with. But, and so anyway, it's the greatness of hemp. It's the reason why I believe we are essential in a manner of why should our customers who've been using these essential goods, now they have to go to the grocery store to buy food. They only have to go to the grocery store to buy the water and drinks. Now they got to go to the health food store, the health store, to buy their supplements, or go online to buy their supplements. Again, luckily they can buy the supplements that, a lot of the supplements that we carry that I know are essential to our customers at our website. But again, I truly believe that by closing our doors, you're making our customers travel further to go in a more populated area or store to get product into the products that we sell. So anyway, not saying that every grocery store doesn't have hemp foods and those things. Again, that's why I call us a grocery store, because we have grocery store items. But anyway, that is what it is. Again, I'm going to stop ranting about it. That's 4 from the store, where you can find them open. And now the one from my door, which is my DOP kit. Of course, if you don't know what a DOP kit is, it's a travel bag that carries your essentials. There are different of DOP. Calling it a DOP kit may be a military thing, because my grandfather always called it a DOP kit, but I don't know for sure. I haven't looked it up as to why that is. But this is my little travel bag. Obviously, we're not doing any traveling right now, so it's just hanging on the back of the bathroom door. But, when I do travel, this is what I carry my travel essentials in. This is an old artesian hemp bag that I have had probably 20 years. Probably been traveling with this DOP kit for at least 20 years now. And it shows absolutely zero wear, in all honesty. And of course, that's the beauty of hemp. I'm pretty sure these were 100% hemp. Most of the stuff that artesian hemp made at the time, I believe, I would guess, was 100% hemp, because it was, a little thicker, more canvasy. And it was mostly all bags. And they may, some of their stuff may still exist. I find it hard to believe I need to look, another company I need to look up again, because their stuff was so quality made. It was a little pricier, of course, especially 15, 20 years ago. But it was true quality and well worth well worth the purchase, I believe. Be interesting to hear from, because we sold a lot of their bags back in the day, some of the old customers, and how those have held up throughout the years. That's for sure. So there you have it, folks. 4 from the store, 1 from my door on the product spotlight, part of the High Noon Hemp Show. And now, because you've seen part of what I'm wearing, is what Joe describes as. Joe, describe it as.
Well, before we get to that, we have a lot more
Uh-oh.
people in the chat area. Amanda
Hey,
says, so many of
thanks.
my customers are feeling the wrath of this shutdown. CBD, botanicals, and all these products are essential. Amy comes in, says she came in late, asking about online orders. Of course, planeteverywhere.com, temptations.com, and the Cherville location is open. Says her understanding the Cherville location is open. That is true. Shane asked, is the honey antiviral?
I don't know if I would say any food product would be antiviral. We know that hemp material is semi anti or viral. I don't know. I might have to do some research on that to find out. I can tell you this. A lot of times, especially when you have ailments in the throat and whatnot, honey is a lot of people's standby for ingestion. I mean, green tea with honey has probably been a solution to a lot of ailments for thousands of years, to be honest with you. And so, I don't want to. A lot of CBD companies and companies getting in trouble because they're proposing that their CBD products can help you fight COVID-19. There's no science to that whatsoever, and so therefore I am in no way going to speak of that. In the same sense as I'm not sure, and so I'll do a little research and see what I come up with next week's show as far as honey. It's antiviral. It's obviously antibacterial and whatnot, because if it stays good forever, then that means bacteria can't survive, good or bad, I suppose, in it. And so, for the same sense of argument, I would say, but that might not also be true, because that just may mean that it's in there, that bacteria or virus or whatever is in that honey until you do consume it. I don't know. And so, once again, that's a question, and I will write that down as a question and answer it on next week's show,
There you go.
best I can. So,
teaser.
thanks, Shane. That's right. A reason to watch episode 81, because this is episode 80 of the High
Indeed
Noon
it
Hemp
is.
Show,
Again, thanks everybody
folks.
for
So
checking in
thanks
and
everybody
watching.
for being there,
Indeed.
regardless
Matt
of whether you're watching now.
brings
Now
us
that
to why many watch and listen. Maybe the only reason they watch and listen. It really doesn't matter if it is. If you come for this segment and stay for the others, that's great. But there's a lot of people out there. They just their fashion sense is whack, as the kids say. We try to fix that here. We ask the most important question of the day and get the most important answer. What are you wearing, Beach?
Well, if you did wake up this morning, you're waking up now, maybe on the West Coast, and you're saying, hey, still got to get out of bed, got to get dressed. What kind of hemp stuff should I wear? Today's theme is the Cincinnati Bengals. We had the draft last week. Those of you may know we are in Cincinnati. I am a Bengals fan. I have been a Bengals fan since 1989. The first game I went to, and so good, bad, or ugly, I've had season tickets, blah blah blah.
A lot of ugly.
We the thing is I am completely okay with average, and I will say that our Cincinnati Bengals have been completely okay with average. Every once in a while, I'd like to maybe make a run at a playoffs in a Super Bowl, but this may be the year, because people are talking. We possibly had the best draft that we've ever had since the draft has been around. And so we're excited. We're excited here in Cincinnati, Bengals fans. and so this is my Bengals / Heidelberg. Because they're also the student princes are black and orange. If you don't know, that's my alumnus. And so on the on the head there, I've got my No Bad Ideas hat. On the one picture, you can see I am wearing my hemp mask that we have altered to be a Lorax. And so, if you don't know, the Lorax is one of my favorite characters ever in the history of time. One of the best books ever written. My T-shirt is Planet Everywhere. It's printed here. I love this parental advisory shirt. Contains hemp. I was always against censorship, and so to mock that censorship label is just fun. My pants are Hempist. And so you can maybe still find those at Hempist. I think I was talking about them last week as far as a pair of pants goes or shorts. You can see in my pocket there, I've got my green hemp pen, Hemptopia briefs with my Hemp Traders Argyle socks. And these are, again, I'm kind of breaking out my limited edition Nikes these days. These are a very limited edition hemp Nike that was actually designed by a college student. It's called the Ramen because it's actually the color of the ramen package. But they came with 3 different colored shoelaces, so I put the black ones in, for the and so they're of the Nike SB line. I probably had those once again, probably quite a while, 10 years or so. I don't know when they actually came out or, whatnot, but I've had those for a while, and I very rarely wear them. They are in very good shape still. And again, I normally, when we were on, I would wear them to the games if we were going, down when we had our season tickets. The weather was going to be nice. And so there's, there was about a 50-50 chance it wasn't. So either way, if you woke up this morning and you did say, what are you wearing, Beach? Now you know. Black and orange, black and orange, black and orange, black and orange. We got a little bit of news, a little bit of stuff going on. I did send you the pic of the RV, correct?
Indeed.
Without further ado, here is a hemp project that was on Facebook. But this is probably one of the coolest hemp projects I have seen to date. But it's a little RV basically, and what he's using what he calls poor man's fiberglass, which is tight bond wood glue and hemp cotton blend fabric, wrapping the outer shell. And then he's also using Hemp Shield. Go Hemp Shield. Again, a project using Hemp Shield. Stain on the floor and hemp wool insulation in the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. And so this is once again probably one of the neatest, coolest hemp projects that I have seen so far. We've been talking about how hemp makes a great construction material one way or another, and to see a little pull behind RV being made using a lot of hemp stuff material is very, very cool. And so hopefully we will be getting more updates from Mr. Westover on his project as it comes along, and we see him using the stuff that he's talking about using. So very cool. Good job. Kudos. We love it. Here is an article, there was an article in Home and Gardens magazine of not just textiles. That hemp was number 2. Says, and this is their description, hemp fabric is lightweight but extremely durable. It resists shrinkage or piling and stands up well after many washes, making it ideal for clothing and also highly resistant to mold and mildew. Of course, I've been saying that now for 25 years in most of my speeches. But, suppose coming from Home and Garden, it's got to be true. Here's some interesting news in the. I think I reported on a horse that tested positive for CBD. There was another one just recently tested positive, got suspended for I think 3 months. Um, and the irony is within the same week of reading about this horse that tested positive for CBD and got suspended, I found an article about a website, a company that's selling CBD. It's called Miko's Choice. I'll put a link to their website. So anybody out there that's got a horse and you want to get some hemp pellets to feed your horse, some CBD pellets, I should say, um, to feed your horse, it's obviously beneficial to them in some way or another, or horse racers wouldn't risk using it for whatever it is that benefits. And I read in the article that they say it's helps with the anti-inflammation and things like that. And so obviously for the same reason it's good for us, and good for your dog or your cat possibly, is it's good for a horse. And so we're going to see, and that's there's nothing illegal about feeding your products, but there is something against the policies of horse racing that allows you to use CBD for some reason, which I do find honestly very interesting as to why it's considered, I guess, not a controlled substance, but a performance enhancing substance in horse racing, that they have banned it, when once again it is not. It's only a performance enhancing in a sense that it just helps the horse feel better and heal better, and the same thing for an athlete. It doesn't make them a better athlete. It just makes their workouts, whatnot, easier on the body. And again, we're seeing this across the board with CBD. In the NBA, we've talked about CBD being semi-prevalent, in the locker. The NFL, I think there's going to be. I mean, I've seen players endorsing all the way up to Rob Gronkowski, who's coming out of retirement, who said he never would unless they allowed CBD, but he is to come play at Tampa Bay with with his old quarterback. And so he is a huge, huge backer of CBD. We just heard from Carson Palmer, who started working out again, was CBD cream for after workouts. And again, here's the deal with the cream, and I guess the horse racers. I'm not trying to give anybody bad advice because I'm not sure if this works for horses as well. But when you use the cream, that never makes it into your bloodstream. So any athlete that uses a topical CBD topical is, they could test them right after they used it for CBD, and there would be no traces. Because the CBD never makes it into the bloodstream when used as a topical. And so a lot of, especially the NBA, that there's a lot of CBD cream, and that's what a lot of the football players are endorsing now, is the cream as well, because hey, I don't really think the NFL can say that they can't use CBD, which I think is interesting. I think it's like maybe they've clumped it into the THC part. I don't know, but I also pretty sure, and I'll have to check into this if anybody else there knows for sure, and you may know, Joe, did the NFL THC testing for players?
Uh,
I know baseball dropped
yeah,
everywhere,
baseball changed a lot of stuff. I think the NFL is still in the
but
process of the negotiations between the owners and the Players Association and how they're going to work that
okay,
out.
because I
And
don't know, maybe I dreamt that, but of course the NBA does not I'm pretty sure the NBA doesn't test for THC because about 70% of the players, I believe, use cannabis for various reasons in the NBA. And so, anyway, they are trying to maybe that's in the negotiations, which would be huge. Which would be huge, in all honesty, because they are proving more and more how cannabis on every level can help football players, from brain recovery to pain, whatever. And so they deserve, out of all the athletes, geez, oh, Pete's NFL, they'll pump you full of opiates. You can take all the opiates you want to make sure that you feel no pain, not help recovery, but feel no pain, so you can go out and their advertising makes all the money in the world for you. But the minute you try to take something all natural that actually helps with recovery, and also, it actually helps with recovery, and that's how it works. It doesn't mask anything. It's benefiting the body, so that you feel less, so to speak, or whatnot. And so, again, hopefully we'll see more and more of that soon enough. Here's some fun, interesting, weird kind of news from China. A pair of Chinese nationalists were arrested in Bangkok for selling sex toys, hand gel, thermometers, and hemp oil. And then later in the article, it says it's hand sanitizer hemp oil. And so I don't really know what that was all about. But I do find it just quite humorous that, and I think that, once again, honestly, they got arrested for selling sex toys, because I don't believe that's legal in China. I don't think you can, it would not surprise me at all if that was something that was totally black market in the country of China. I don't know about Bangkok to be its own thing. Of course, it was just given back to China, so there's probably all these products left over from when the British, I believe, governed Bangkok. I don't, if my history tells me correctly. Anyway, but it's kind of funny how they actually mentioned the hand gel and the thermometers. Like, why would a thermometer be illegal in China, in all honesty? But that's what they said. They were arrested for sex toys, hand gel, thermometers, and hemp oil. Tell you what. Fun, crazy times on this planet. That makes a headline, but wow. We do actually have, I can mention this, an event back on the boards for June 10th. Now, this is a part of Hemp Texture's contractor training program, which they suspended. And so they suspended after session 2, so they still have session 3 and 4. And I believe you can register for those if you want to. They're going to limit them to, I think, 5 participants, which makes sense, but it's not until June. And so, anyway, and Hemp History Week actually is the first week of June. I'll get the official dates of that. That is an event that is going to happen, because it's not a specific location event. That is just a whole week of celebrating hemp history. And so that's the first week of June as well. And so, we usually try to participate in that as to, giveaways and stores. And I will educate as many people as I can on the show. This will be our second Hemp History Week show this year, I believe, if I'm counting correctly. And so we'll look forward to that in June. Excuse me. I know that Coach Freddie is probably going to be around for Hemp History Week. And so we might try to figure out how we can do a little bring Coach in for a minute, onto the show, possibly even. Coach is traveling with the Hemp Road Trip the first time that I met Coach, and he was basically an entrepreneurial coach. He was, training, doing an entrepreneur. Now he does the entrepreneur training and meditation training. And so if you're really looking to learn how to meditate, and you can take his sessions online, I should have his website. I'll try his website. If you just Google Coach Freddie, probably in hemp or something, he may pop up. And so, he is online with what he does. He is a amazing human who has done amazing things in his life, and has kind of adopted hemp later. But when he learned about hemp and all the things that hemp can do, he his life, honestly, to educating others, helping entrepreneurs that want to get into the hemp business for any reason whatsoever. He's a great resource because he was doing the entrepreneur stuff way before. And then once again, he is as educated as anyone on hemp at this point, because he's dedicated probably the last 5 years of his life, going out on his own little hemp trip. And part of that is he stops in here as well, and hangs out. And so, we look forward to that. Even if we have to figure out how to social distance the show somehow with him and I'll leave and he can come and sit down, do a little thing, and then I'll come back. That may be the way we do it. That's how we're going to have guests on the High Noon Hemp Show if we have them. So anyway, we'll figure that out by June. One way. And so with that, folks, again, I want to remind everybody, you can go to hemptations.com for all things Hemptations, CBD, all that stuff. And then there is a link there to shop online. And if there is a product that you want to see put on the website to be mailed to your house, please let me know at hemptations@yahoo. There is a link on the website, one of the pages, hemp.com, and email me. Send me a list, and the worst that can happen is I can't put them on the website for one reason or another. But I would love to have, more people need to come out less is okay with me. We're still seeing that in the stores. We're busy, but we're not. It's one person at a time, maybe a couple people come in together. There's no meaningful, like I haven't been in the store yet where there's been even a chance of it being full, which again I think is a joke when it comes to shutting us down, because barely anybody was coming in to begin with. And so it's now, okay, yeah, go to the grocery store, where once again is what it is, but don't go into Hemptations where you're probably going to be the only customer in there, and we are cleaning stuff and wearing masks and I mean, again, anyway, blah blah blah. And so and this is the thought that I have all in all about that. It goes out to any family-owned business that someone, the Board of Health, has deemed unessential, is putting them out of business, taking their business from them. If they can't recover, you've killed them. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
physically, but mentally and their livelihood. How is that any more fair than everything we're doing? And I'm not saying that everything we're stay home, stay away, all those things. But if I lose I have 25 years in this, and all of a sudden, because the government's told me to close, even though we've been doing everything that above and beyond, in all honesty, and I truly believe we're essential. But I'm talking about any business. It doesn't make any difference, honestly, all in all, small business wise. The small business loan was ate up by big businesses within, I don't know how many hours.
Yeah.
It was gone, done. again, that just, and so anyway, I don't want to rant about that really anymore. But I tell you, my heart goes out. We're surviving. I think that we could close and we'd be okay for a minute, but it wouldn't take long. On all honesty, would not take long.
Yep.
And so for all those businesses that the government has said is non-essential, um, I feel for them anyway. Stay strong out there. Do the right thing. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't get up in people's faces. And again, we're still seeing that, which I just think is ridiculous. Again, I just cannot imagine why humans are still acting like that, but they are. Anyway, we're doing the best we can out there. And above all else, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having temptations.
See you all next week.